Who wants some? Who's next? Huh? How about it? Who wants some?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hello, and welcome back to the VHS Doom podcast and rental store. We're so glad that you've decided to join us again. And well, actually, we're so glad that you've been deciding to join us for an entire fucking year now. That's right. Right here, I'm going to play Happy Birthday to
That's
you.
So funny. 2 birthdays in 1 week.
Happy birthday to you. That's right, everybody. Let's sing to Mikey Mutant. It's also his birthday this week. He's turning 47.
33.
Happy birthday, dear Mikey. Happy birthday, VHS Doom. Did you like my rendition?
Yeah, kind of. It almost sounded like Zombies by the Cranberries for a second.
Nice. That's what's up. Yeah, that's right, everybody. Our little podcast that old Mikey Mutant and I started just so we could hang out more often. We just published our 52nd episode, 52 weeks.
In a row. That's wild.
And that was in a row. That was Bunny Man Massacre. So that means we have hung out every week for a year. And I feel like that really was the original goal, you know? That's one whole year of absolute batshit, monster fuel, deadite, baked beans, killer doll, killer bunny, chainsaws for days, more Italian words than I ever wanted to know madness. Or, as we like to call it, the anus of madness.
It was funny. My original idea for this show was like back when we were like doing movie nights was just me showing you a weird movie, then you like losing your mind slowly.
Yeah, slowly into the mouth of madness. But now it's like quickly into the anus of madness. Oh, shit. Yeah, so, as always, as I said, my ever nefarious, dastardly, and can-cracking co-host, Mikey Mutant, is here. As always. Dude, we're doing it. We did it, man. We fucking did it. 1 year.
It's crazy.
Year-iversary. That's cool. Yeah, it's fucking cool,
Most
man.
consistent
It's
thing
cool.
in my life.
Saying the most consistent thing in my life right now, he says. Yeah, that's for sure. This week, if you're watching us on YouTube and you're joining us for our 1 year anniversary on video, you'll see we're playing the children's classic, the original Land Before Time, which starts with a commercial from Pizza Hut. So, hope you all read your books and got your stickers this week. So you can join the club.
I love that book club so much.
Yeah, me too. I just loved free pizza. There's something about being rewarded for reading that was so nice.
Pizza Hut and then going to Blockbuster or like whatever video store was nearby afterwards.
Oh God, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, I would like.
I used to love that.
I would sleep over my uncle's house. We would either go to what was nearby his house. It was West Coast Video, Blockbuster, and then there was like a small VHS place like near his house too. But there was also, do you remember in I can say it. I already said where I used to live. Farrell on that small VHS store. Well, not VHS store, like rental store that was next to CVS. Yeah,
I do. Yeah. I do remember that.
I used to go there a lot too. I used to rent.
Nice.
Oh my God, what's the movie? Bill and Ted. I used to rent all the Bill and Ted movies. Me and my friend Lee, we would go there every Friday and rent the same movies over and over again.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
There's actually, it's out of business now, but the original drummer from the Misfits, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head because he was only with them prior to their recording.
Oh my God. Is it the last name Coma?
Or it might have been there. Yeah, it is Frank Coma.
Okay, that's
isn't
what
it?
that was. I think so. Let me
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, he owned a video rental store in Belleville. Actually, that's kind of what he got into, and I think it actually shut down during the pandemic. But just a random note about New Jersey video stores.
Franch.
You know? Franche Coma.
Yeah.
What did I say, Frank?
Yeah. Well, I mean, his real name is Frank, so that's okay, I guess.
Because I think it was called Frank.
Well, no, he wasn't a drummer; he was a guitarist.
Was he? Oh shit! Okay, I got that all mixed
It's
up.
all good.
Franche. But I think he rejoined them recently. Like he did some kind of tour with them at some point. But yeah, they're all old, like 60 plus.
Yeah, when I saw them in 2007, it was Des Cadena, who was pretty much Black Flag, Robo,
yeah,
which was also Black Flag / Misfits, and then that asshole Jerry Only.
Old Jerry Wrestling Only, Mr. Pro Wrestler.
He was mad at me because I was wearing a Danzig shirt to the Misfits show.
Well, obviously you didn't know your history.
He said he wouldn't shake my hand. He was dead serious about it.
Know your history or die
But I will
by
say
Jerry
the
Only.
band that opened up for him was the Japanese horror punk band Balzac.
Yes.
They were on his label at the time. Oh my god, they're so good live.
Yeah, definitely. Actually,
and my friend Khan's band opened for them. They were called the Zombie Mafia. They're not around anymore.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
Actually, all of that's going to play a little bit into this episode. So, cool. Let's fucking get into it. So, yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of a different setup for you this week. Before we get into that, obviously, I'm gonna pander because I pander every fucking week. So
Pander and
that's what we're
shilling
gonna start
time.
with. Tom, give us your money, please. We're poor. We're poor. So please subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast. And son of a bitch, this week he got me. You actually held true to your announced title, the can cracking demon. Nice. Monster, sponsor the pod.
This is my favorite flavor, honestly. The low carb
is it
one.
The low carb or the no carb?
Low carb.
Low
I like
carb.
the no carb one. It tastes the same as the low carb one, honestly.
You know, they haven't had that blue no carb one for a long time. They've been doing low carb.
I think they call it something different now. I think. Let me see.
Oh yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yes. So let me pander. So please subscribe wherever you're listening to us, friends. If this is your first time hearing the show, actually, this is probably a really good place to start because we're going to cover all of our, shenanigans and where you can go listen to them. So it'll kind of be like a guide. But so if it's your first time listening, hit subscribe. That's so helpful. It helps the show grow. It helps us get in front of more people. If you like this at the end of the episode, hit that subscribe button and give us a rating. That would be awesome. Yeah, the more people we get in front of, the bigger our community grows and the more cool shit we can do and the more cool stories and bullshit we can bring you. Also, we have a Patreon, and we've created both silver. We have a standard membership level, but we also have a silver and gold tier membership level now. If you are interested in getting a VHS, which I have a ton of factory sealed VHS tapes at my house currently, and a lot of them are right in front of us. I have a lot of really cool horror titles, classic horror titles, Mother's Day, Chud. We have Hannibal over here. I have a factory sealed Nightmare on Elm Street. We have a lot. If you want to get one shipped to your door.
Mission Impossible 2, I see right there.
Yeah, that's maybe not in the same caliber of the others.
I didn't realize my mic was muted. I was saying action movies too.
Oh, yeah, there are a lot of action movies. There's a lot of horror. There's a lot of... Oh, you know what? I do have... This is actually a cool set. It's a factory sealed... pack of Stephen King that is The Stand and The Langoliers. Yeah.
Directed by, aren't they both directed by Mick Garris?
I think so. But it's all
His
one big
podcast
pack.
is great too.
So that's like 4 tapes in one sealed pack. So I'd send you that. Shit, if you wanted it,
Send me the Amityville one, please.
No, absolutely not. I do have the Amityville pack as well. That's
that's one of my favorite franchises. Fuck you.
I know. Hey, listen, trade for trade, buddy. Trade for trade.
Oh yeah, this whole box is here. Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you sign up for silver, you'll get a VHS to your door. If you sign up for gold, we'll send you not only a VHS to your door, but also a shirt. We have some pretty cool new VHS Doom shirts, and we want to send you those. Okay, last pandering note. We want you to come on the show. Are you a band? Are you a director? Are you an actor promoting a project?
Movies. Come on.
Do you want to collab on a project? If you're a podcast, we want to talk to you. Actually, there are a couple cool things I'm going to tell you about right now, Mikey. So one, I was contacted by a film group called Wagyu Films, and they have a film out currently called Older Gods. They got the beef, man. They have a film out called Older Gods that is a Lovecraftian descent into madness.
Oh, shit. Just like our podcast.
Right. And they sent me the screener package. So we have from now another 10 days to watch the film.
Am I allowed to watch it too?
Yep, I have 6 watch passes.
Let's go.
So I'm going to send to you, and I'm going to send one to the Bearded Villain, and then I think we should do an episode on it.
Sup, Mike?
You think we should? I think we should. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
I also think we should bring on Mike soon.
Yeah, I think it's time. He's got his whole setup, man. He's got his whole studio ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got a new mic and everything. He's been doing voiceover work for me. So if those of you who are listening and don't know, Bearded Villain or Mike is the voice of Albert. He's the one who attacked a few weeks ago.
Oh, I thought that was you for a second.
Did you really? No. I've been getting Mike to pepper in voices for me.
I'm left in the dark with half of this stuff.
Yeah, I find it more fun to just surprise you with shit.
Especially when I'm getting attacked in these episodes, so I don't really know.
You just go like, ah! And then I do all the orchestrating. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So we're gonna check that out. I'll send you guys the link on that, and then maybe we can do an episode about Older Gods, which will be a lot of fun. And then also, last update, community board update. We are in talks. Thanks to holy shit, that's a Mutant City Horror burp. So thanks to Mutant City Horror,
it's a West Coast burp.
Yeah, it's a West Coast burp. We are in talks with I'm not going to say who, and I'm not going to say what the project is yet until I have it solidified, but we're in talks with a very cool person who directed a very cool cult 80s horror film that Mikey and I actually watched together at a movie night a decade ago. He introduced me to the film.
And it freaked out his brother-in-law so much.
Yes, yeah. So this director is now promoting number 2 of this film franchise. It's now a franchise. So,
I am way too excited for this. I just want to say,
but you can't say anything.
I don't want to say the title of the movie, but it's one of my favorite. Can I say the genre of horror?
Sure.
It's one of my favorite slasher movies. It's in my top 10, honestly.
Mikey has covered this on the show before in his What I Watched This Week. 100%. So
yeah, I did. It was during.
No, don't tell him. No, stop it. You're making me edit. Stop. Schmack. Yes. Okay. So those are the updates. Thank you to Paul from Mutant City Horror for setting us up.
Thank you, Paul. I love you.
With that introduction. Yeah, you're awesome. And hopefully we get that all worked out in the next couple weeks.
He's got to come on too now.
Yeah, we're going to get Paul and Alan and Matt on. I don't know if I heard Paul just gave me Matt's schedule, so we'll make sure we're going to do our best to get everybody on.
Yeah, that basket case episode was so much fun.
That was a fucking blast, man. And it is actually our most popular episode still. So pretty
in
cool
1 week, we got all those watches too. It's crazy.
Yeah, pretty great. All right, friends. So this week, it's going to be a bit different. So, Mikey, I think instead of talking about movies or how we've been, we should just jump right into our 1-year review. I think if we talk about some of our favorite moments over our first year of shows, it could be cool. And I could even add in and patch in some sound bites from those moments just for funsies. So if there's anything you want to rehash, we'll talk about it. So, man.
I didn't have specific notes, but I wanted to talk about the show, obviously. So.
Yeah, for sure. You know what? I think what we should do, let's go ahead and let's hit play on one of the most fun years I've had in my life. Press play. Press play.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Buckle up, bitch.
So there's a really simple chant to open the portal into the void. Scabby taught it to me.
It's kind of in the same vein as like Bad Taste, Brain Dead, Street Trash kind of thing.
Nice. I love all of that.
Who wants some? Who's next? Huh? How about it?
Let's hear a quick word from our show sponsors today.
Good morning. I'm Wilfred Brimley, and I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about diabetes. Actually, about
smoking that Whoopi Goldberg South Egyptian Fur Burger Deluxe Mega Million Scratcher Skunk Bubba Kush. We smoking Dung Beetle. I'm on 12 Vicodins smoking on Scooby-Doo Dick. We smoking Sequoia Banshee Boogers. We snorting that good Buffalo Soldier Tamarind Jordanian Jibbies. They must have amnesia. They forgot that I'm him.
no one is more serious than Liberty about
smoking shit in a glass pipe, blowing the Lord's bubbles.
And if you'll obey these simple rules and do these simple things, you'll feel
different. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. I'm a dog. I'm biting the fart bubbles in the bath. We smoking symbiotes.
See if I'm not right. Thanks for your time. Have a good day.
And that, my friends, is one of my favorite sponsors of all time, Liberty Mutual.
The Jordanian Jibbies gets me every time.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly the way it's been.
Jibbies. Biting the fart bubbles in the bath.
We smoking dung beetle.
We smoking dung beetle. Yeah, Jordanian Jibbies is just a good line. You know,
it's like tamarind Jordanian Jibbies.
Oh shit! Guess who's back? It's Chunky! Holy fuck! God, Jesus Christ!
Won't do you any good, Mikey.
I know you're plastic. What the fuck?
For this episode,
why has he got so many weapons? Oh, Jesus!
No, not that! Not the power saw!
Oh Christ! Oh Jesus! He's stabbing Mikey right in the taint. Right in the taint. Over and over and over. Oh my God! He just ran out. Holy shit!
I thought I was safe on an episode where we're not recovering a movie.
No, we hit play, we started it, I thought we were okay, and then bam, Chunky infiltrates. He came right out of the ceiling tile.
Yeah, dude, I thought we had like everything sealed. We had those people come in last week, remember?
Yeah, we had those sealers came in. And they sealed. they sealed up the store.
They were just walruses in disguise.
They weren't really seals. Holy fuck, dad joke galore. No. Now, obviously, the store has a gap. There must be a gap somewhere, or like,
in
dimensions. Do you think it could be some weird fucking like ghost transporting people in, and then I don't know.
I think it's you,
Huge Anus.
No, Dylan Crutcher.
You think it's me? No, it's not. I don't know how to tell you enough. I told you last
episode. Eugene has said on that phone call that it was your plan. Remember?
Yeah, he said your.
You already play that phone call.
No, I think he said our plan, and I was like, "Your plan," and he was like, "Yeah." So I don't know.
Do you want me to call him?
No, I don't. We're not talking to Hugh this week. We have better stuff to do. He's super annoying.
I'm going to call him right now. You'll see.
No, I'm going to turn you off. No, stop forcing that narrative. That is not real. I'm not Dandy Man. Mikey's gaslighting me. Okay, so let's go ahead and
We don't know
jump
if he's
right
possessed or
in.
not. Well, he doesn't know at least.
No, that's true. Let's jump right in and talk about some of our favorite moments. Actually, that Chunky attack was one of my favorite moments. In the
Mine
show,
too.
for sure. So I went back and I kind of just went like episode by episode, and I listened to intros. I couldn't listen to all of them. So what I think I'm going to end up doing is I think I'm going to go back and I'm going to listen to the whole catalog, which is like 100 hours of shit now.
That's crazy,
but
right?
I'm going to try to, I'm going to try to put together the sheet of character development at least, so you guys know where to listen for characters, because we end up referencing a lot of them that have popped through the show.
I think if we do put this on YouTube, I think we should have timestamps for each character.
That's a good idea. We could definitely do that. But I think maybe like a bingo sheet or like a, some sort of just like like the playbill you get when you go to a theater and see a play, where they tell you the characters and who they're played by and their names and where they pop up, stuff like that. We should do something like that. So I think I'm going to do that. But my very first note, and I don't know if you kind of have like organized notes or.
I don't. I was just going to go off the cuff, like just talking about them with you.
Oh yeah, sure. So
because generally we usually have the same kind of notes and we like the same kind of things about the show.
Yeah.
I do have a little excerpt of the origins of Scabby Man from Jimmy. He sent to me earlier.
Perfect. Yes, that's one thing I was going to ask you about.
The orbiter of Scabby Man.
Yes, he is the Scabby Man origin story lies with Jimmy. Cool. So yeah, let's jump right in. So I actually, when we actually started the show, man, that's like the best part for me. I had. So originally I had a different podcast, and some of y'all probably know this and some don't, but it was called the Doom Box, DOOM Box podcast. I started that on my own because I was like, oh shit, I'm old now and I want to do a podcast finally.
I think once we hit our 30s, we're like, yeah, podcast is the thing.
Yeah, right. Once people hit 30 plus, it's like, yeah, I'm going to do a podcast.
You're handed a mic and told to do a podcast.
It's just a rite of passage into, adulthood and headed towards middle agehood and everything. So I was sitting, I was sitting in my living room and I did this short film, 5 or 6 years ago, maybe longer than that now. It might've been 2016. I don't know.
Was it the 80s one?
Yeah, I did a short film called 80s High. And I had some props from that. And one of the props that I
think
used
it might have been 2017.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. But one of the props that I have is an old 1980s boom box, and it sits up on my shelf in my living room. It's kind of like a decoration above my movies. And I was thinking, like, you know what, that would be a fun podcast, the Doom Box, right? Like, and talk about things that I like, whether it's pop culture, music, movies, whatever, video games. Like, I'm really into all of that. And I like history shows. So I wanted to make a history show about the things I liked, and I named it the Doombox Podcast. And I did my very first episode on Super Mario, which is my favorite video game franchise of all time. I did a deep dive into the creation of Mario, where Donkey Kong, where it all came from. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. But I think was it that episode or the Misfits episode where I had you come on as a guest?
I think, didn't I do both? But we never did I do one from Misfits, but it never came out or something?
No, Misfits is out. Everything.
No,
up to
my
Vincent
part
Price
of it.
is out.
I think
I had you come on Super Mario at the end, or maybe on the second episode.
I can't remember. So
it's been a long time. It's been a year ago. It's been more than a year ago. So I had Mikey come on and just talk about a segment at the end of the show, and I was going to make that like a regular thing, like have him come on regularly and talk about something. But it turned into like a 30-minute segment. So it was like a podcast in itself. And that's when he and I decided we were going to make VHS Doom. So the name VHS Doom, I wanted to keep the name Doom because I had already started Doom Box. Plus, it kind of plays into the fate of the VHS tape
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
doomed.
That it was like the Doom to VHS. We were going to do an episode on that. That's where we got the idea for that.
Right, exactly. So I still have the Doombox podcast, which I haven't made in a year, but I have, everything set up for it. So eventually we wanted to do a Doombox music podcast that ties into the VHS Doom world, and it's all just under the Doom heading.
I think it's probably going to become our Patreon if you think about it.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Yeah,
it's very, very possible. So, it might be our music. Once we get more time and we're able to put that kind of stuff together, we still have.
I feel like
so
after the summer, after the 2 babies are born, I think we'll have more time. So I think it'd be a bit better off.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where the show started. That's where the name came from. Is from my last podcast, and from there, that's history. And I just decided that I liked doing our podcast together more than I liked doing my own podcast by myself. Now, Balthazar was my co-host, actually, and so we'll talk a little bit about who voices who in this episode. You guys can get some behind the scenes info, but Balthazar, that's where he was created. So I went back and I was listening to that original episode, which is like intro to the hosts, episode 1. And then our episode, browse the selection. And then episode 2 is our overview of the slasher genre. So we decided we were just going to take on an entire genre.
Part 2 soon.
A slasher genre part 2.
Yeah, and just talk about our favorites, because we didn't really deep dive into like what our favorite ones are. We mostly just like did the history of them, and like we talked about a couple we liked, like My Bloody Valentine, a couple others. But
yeah, right, exactly.
And we've done a couple here or there of different like slasher episodes, like our Friday the 13th pieces.
Yeah. We've definitely jumped into. We did Nightmare on Elm Street. We did. We've jumped into some slashers, but I was happy that we started with an
Silent
overview.
Night with Troy.
Oh yeah, Silent Night, Deadly Night.
First round table, yeah.
Yeah, I was happy we did an overview first, because I feel like that was a fun way to kind of combine my old podcast into this new podcast, which I like I said, it was a history show. So that was fun for me because I already had the format, and then that kind of led us into what we're doing. But my note on that was like, holy shit, I was so calm back then. Like if you listen to episodes now, like I bring a lot of energy in our newer stuff, but back in the day, my voice was just so much more soothing and calm, and I kind of talked.
I was using
like
my phone then. I sounded like shit.
Yeah, I was just like, "Oh, welcome to the VHS Doom podcast." It sounded very NPR-ish, but now,
and you didn't want to curse either.
Oh yeah, that was one of my notes too, dude. If you listen to the very first episode, I was like, "Oh, no, I don't want to curse. I don't want to say any cuss words," because I wanted to keep it like, anybody could listen to the show if they wanted to without worrying about their kids being around.
Not gonna lie, I just recently started telling people about it. I know.
Oh yeah. Well, is that because all the penis shit? Well, we'll get to that part. Holy shit! No, but now we just cuss like fucking whatever, and curse like sailors, and that's fine. We are our authentic selves at work at this show. Yes. So, but yeah, if you go back and you listen to old episodes, the Slashers episode is a lot of fun. It was really well put together. I thought we had a fun format from the start, and I thought that episode 2 was surprisingly good for a brand new podcast. A lot of brand new podcasts don't really know what they're doing yet, but we put it together pretty well.
Which episode where is it where I started telling you about like we should do like the different format where we talk about what we watched and everything?
I want to say that was pretty early on. That might have been either 3 or 5. I can't remember.
I got the idea from it's called All the Colors of the Dark, but it was another show called Killer POV, another podcast, 2 podcasts I listened to, and I had the idea because I really like that, like because it feels like you're there with us, like when we're talking about like what we like, what we're watching, how our week is going.
Yeah,
instead of us just like. We like doing. I love other podcasts, like especially horror podcasts, but a lot of them just go over the movie and then they're done.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I like that you suggested that for sure.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's like one of the things that makes us very different.
Yeah, I think that when you when you invite people into your space and you have more of a conversation, it creates a better overall time because you feel like you're there. And some of the things like later on that have been added in, even like recently. So like Paul from Mutant City suggested that we start a scanner and we beat back in the tapes, right? And that even little things like that make it feel like you're there, and that even makes
I'm not
you
trusted
feel
anymore. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, no, we don't trust Mikey at all. Yeah,
Even though I'm the one getting attacked every time.
Right, he might be dandy, but you always get brought back to life, always. Except one time. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, so all those little things do make
funeral
people
episode.
All right. It makes me feel more like I'm there, and I hope that it makes you guys feel more like you're with us when we do that kind of shit. I had a note here. So early stuff, just we'll run through some early notes really quick. In episode 3, when George Romero threw a burning body off the roof in his New York apartment to make a movie when he was a teenager, I can't forget that. It was so funny. We laughed.
You're so obsessed with it.
We laughed so hard. I'm going to play that clip. Yeah, right now.
All right, so after begging his parents, Romero received an 8mm camera in 1954 for his 14th birthday. In the book, The Cinema of George Romero, Night of the Living Dead, Tony Williams recounts the result of this gift. Romero was arrested for throwing a burning dummy from a roof while shooting Man from Meteor. After, can you imagine just in the Bronx, like tossing a burning dummy off a roof to the street? Bro, people would
They probably thought it was a real body, honestly.
Right? You got to do some stuff to get some great film.
I don't know. I didn't hear it, but we'll put that in post. But yeah,
I thought you were actually putting it in.
No, we'll put that in post. But
I waited for a second. I was like looking down, waiting to hear it.
No, I wish I could have got clips like live for this. That would have been fun. We'll do that for year 2. But no, that was one of the funniest things in the early episodes. And then in episode 4, which is our first we called it the Frankenstein break room back then. We kind of named each one different, but that was the first time that I started experimenting with sound effects in the show. Actually, that episode. So the intro was made to sound like you're walking through like a busy mall or a store into the back room or the break room, and then you know whoever it is sits on the couch. And that was actually the foundation for all of the ridiculous sound effects and ridiculous shit that I did moving forward, because I figured out a very cool source, royalty-free source for sounds. And I
speaking of sounds and samples, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I love that like we had the idea of putting like samples in our intro music.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. That was so we had 2 different intros. The very first one starts out with, it's a different beat and like different tune, and it has like this ominous like dun kind of feel, and then it's the line from what the fuck is it? They Live. That's it. Why don't I think
Roddy Piper?
Yeah, Rowdy Piper. I have come here.
I think you're thinking of like a sci-fi movie, and then that's what you thought of. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's why. But yeah. So that we'll just play a clip. Here's the original intro. This wasn't. I think we had until episode 22. Oh no, this is it. This is it.
There we go.
Chew bubble gum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubble.
So this is the original. Yeah. It had some heavy hitting bass. Oh, but then this was the very first break room thing that I made.
I can't hear anything you're saying. I just hear that.
What? You can't hear me? Sure. Yeah, no, so we that's that episode. I actually really got into making more sound effects stuff, which led into a lot more of our it opened up some ridiculous potential for the show at that point. So I always enjoyed, like, I personally throughout my life have always enjoyed sound engineering and making creative sounds, but I've never put much effort into like sound design creation. I've been more interested in like video creation, but this podcast has given me the platform and the ability to be able to practice with sound design and sound creation and stuff. So that's a lot of fun. Even to the point of creating. I've always been like into music, so I made our musical intros. But the next one I was able to add in like guitar and just make it a lot more fun. So anyway, whatever. Thank you guys for giving me the platform to be able to do that and play some ridiculous ass sounds for you. Okay, what you got?
So distracting. I love that movie behind you.
I know. I keep getting distracted myself. I'm looking over. I'm like, oh.
I will say Sarah is the worst character, and I hate her.
Oh yeah.
She's an asshole. Yeah. She's always mean to them for no reason.
Oh, but she's like trying to keep it together, you know. She cares about them in her own.
The series is fun
way.
too. Sammy watched the series like nonstop a while ago. He was like obsessed with it. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you have anything up through episode 5?
No.
Okay. So our very first double feature, episode 5.
Yeah, when you got pissed with the director of
right. So it's my first time ranting about personal responsibility and the easy route taken by John Allen Schwartz, otherwise known
continued in Martyrs, our Martyrs
as
episode.
Francis B. Gross at the end of the film. I'll play you a clip of that.
You know, the whole soul, like making an argument for the soul moving on and staying around forever is such. Okay, just to be frank, and these are my opinions and no one else's. Okay,
I probably agree with them, honestly.
Well, we'll see, but when you point out the harsh realities of life and its existence all around us, and the ultimate death of everything and everyone, and you make it so adamantly clear that our actions have consequences and effects on the world, and then you take all of that learning that you've set up with all of your viewers and you throw it in the garbage at the last second because of a soul, then you make the rest of your movie pointless. Okay? So if you've told me that my actions are killing a lot of animals, which is really sad, that my actions are polluting the ocean and killing marine life, which is true, and that hurts, that my actions are polluting the planet and causing pollution to kill humans as well and children, and then you tell me at the very end, but you have a soul that'll live on forever, it makes me think that my actions don't really matter that much right now. So I feel that cheapened the end of the movie.
Okay, next. This is important. This is one of the most important parts of our show, and it actually originated with Mikey's other show. So I talked a little bit about the things that I brought over from my podcast, but Mikey was working and is still working on another podcast before we started this podcast, which is called
The Dab of Death.
Where
we do true crime. We also have a little between episodes we do a radio show kind of thing where we play music. It's called Vomit Radio.
Yep.
And in between there's a sleep paralysis demon for my co-host. And his name is Scabby Man, and he's also kind of like a deity for us. And Jimmy wrote up a thing for me to read right now.
Yes. So the history of Scabby Man as written by Jimmy fucking Pukes.
All right, this kind of reads like a Bible verse almost, I feel like.
Yes.
Okay, in the beginning there was a darkness. Before the darkness there was Scabby Man. Scabby Man swallowed the darkness and became one with it. Scabby Man is a manifestation of pestilence and all the words of hate. He feeds on evil and haunts those who he seems worthy of divine presence of Scabby. He will torture them physically and psychically. Makes them eat scabs, use scabs for various purposes. When he drags you to the void, your only hope is to devote your undying allegiance to Scabby Man and the Scabbyverse.
Yeah. Right.
Until the day you die and forevermore. Hail Scabby Man.
Hail Scabby Man. All hail Scabby Man. Yeah. So Scabby Man was besides Balthazar, the first character that was ever introduced into the VHS Doom pantheon of characters. And Scabby Man was created by Jimmy Pukes and brought to the show by Mikey. Now, Scabby Man has made various levels of appearance throughout our series. In some instances, he pops in and he talks with us for a while, and he updates us on what kind of nefarious shit he's up to.
He usually speaks through me.
He always speaks through Mikey. There's never a time where he speaks by himself. Mikey is his vessel. And then a lot of times he doesn't even pop in at all. But when Mikey is brutally murdered, here and there, Scabby always seems to bring him right back to life. And I don't know if that's torture or if that's a blessing.
I mean, that's what that was said in that little verse I just read, where he's like likes to torture us for his own amusement. So,
oh, you mean from Scabby Genesis 1 and 1?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so maybe that's it. Maybe you are. There's a lot about this store that's weird, and I don't know if I remember going home much. But
we woke up one day, we were just in the Scabby verse. We had no choice. We were in the void.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so that's Scabby. Now Balthazar, on the flip side of that, Balthazar is a half demon, half human, who works at the store, but he's also a hitman, who works primarily for the Grape Street Grannies in the San Quentin Tarantino prison. He often takes out their rivals, Las Abuelas. So that is kind of his general overview. Now, Balthazar, his origin is actually as an employee at the Doombox podcast. He was my co-host, who premiered on the Misfits episode. He came in to help me with that and just do a commentary on the Misfits. And it's a lot of fun. And actually, Balthazar, I named him based on the half demon, half human from Constantine, the movie, specifically with Keanu Reeves, which I find to be a very great movie. And I don't know if you guys like it, but if you don't like it, I don't know. I feel like it's underrated. I loved Constantine.
I love the TV show too. It was really good. The comic books are my favorite though. Did you know Dylan Dog, the movie and comic book, is based on Constantine?
I like Dylan Dog. Yeah, that makes sense. No, but I loved Keanu Reeves' performance in that. That was just amazing. So anyway, I named Balthazar after a character in that. So anyway, that's Balthazar. He is currently engaged to the leader of the Grape Street Grannies, known as Ice Pick. And that's disgusting, and he talks about it a lot. Now, our other main character that pops in a lot. So just throwing this out there, Mikey voices Scabby Man. This is a behind the scenes. I voice Balthazar, and Mikey voices Hugh Janus. That's right. So Hugh Janus, that's HUGHJANUS, Hugh Janus, started as our manager. And at the time he was working for Leon Labia, who was his district manager. Who was our district,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So Hugh Janus was very scared of Mikey when he was a human. Like, he was just terrified of Mikey. He would also like follow him around sometimes and take pictures of his butt. It was very weird. I don't know if I ever told you about that.
No.
Oh, I never told you about that.
I'm horrified.
I thought I warned you, and I thought that's why you were so standoffish from Hugh. Huh. Weird. Anyway, yeah. So then he was possessed in our Evil Dead 1 episode. He got possessed by a deadite. He was killed. I think we found him in the basement, possessed or something like that.
No, it was a closet. We threw him in a closet.
Well, no. So in Evil Dead 1, I listened back to it. We went down into the basement and you were like, dude, look at all this shit. And I was like, holy fuck, what's going on? And like there were a bunch of dead bodies. And then you were like, oh, here, Scabby Man gave me this. And it was the deed to the store. So Scabby Man,
I remember now.
yeah, he gave us the keys to the store, and he magically put our names on the deed. So he said, "Now you own the store." And it was between that Evil Dead 1 and then Evil Dead 2 where we found Hugh possessed by a deadite. So now Hugh Janus is deadite Hugh. He's never gone back, and he hasn't died. I don't know. He's a weird deadite. He's really not violent as much as maybe he's like passive aggressive. I don't know.
He's a little bitch.
So Hugh Janus, he's still around, pops in from time to time. He had a little bit of drama with the ZPD at one point. So after he got torn to shreds, kind of by Pinhead, yeah, in our Hellraiser episode, and then he was just kind of like 4 pieces of a face, and then he was abducted, or it was kind of taken in as evidence by the ZPD when they raided the store
during Maniac Cop.
Yeah, because I kind of maybe accidentally did I swatted us. So
you did.
and there was a lot of music a lot of like the national anthem played with gunfire and stuff. So that was wild. Who's that? Is that Scabby?
It's Scabs.
Hey, buddy. Thanks for checking in for the year anniversary.
Happy anniversary, bitch.
Oh, thanks, buddy. You're the man. Hey, did Mikey ever get...
So...
Oh, nice. Your dad? Is that Jimmy?
No, your dad.
Oh, Stooge?
Stooge says go fuck yourself. You're not welcome home.
I'm never going home. That's for sure.
You're not allowed to.
Yeah, no.
You're mine forever now.
Okay, yeah. I'm not leaving. Don't worry. Hey, did Mikey ever get you that autograph from Pinhead?
Yeah, what happened?
Oh, he's mad about that. He's never going to forgive you.
Why'd you have to bring that up, dude? My blood's all over the walls now. It says, fuck you.
Yeah. He just cut it right into you. He's like, here's my autograph. Yeah. Shit. Anyway, so I think that's Hugh. Hugh got taken by ZPD. Scabby Man brought him back and made him whole again. But then we found out he narked while he was in lockup, and then that caused someone to come attack us.
New Year's Evil.
Yeah, on the New Year's Evil episode. So there's just a lot. There's a lot that happened, and Hugh is not the best of people, but he is a deadite, so you kind of can't hold it against him. Okay, you got anything? You got anything there, bud? Before I keep going.
Let me see. Let's just go into the Terrifier and Frankenhooker brain damage stuff.
Yeah, that was a really fun time in the show for sure. So, so we did our very longest episode of all of them. It's nearly 2 hours post edit, so it was like a 2.5 hour episode that I had to edit down. Was the Terrifier franchise. We did all fucking 3. We did All Hallows Eve, Terrifier 1, Terrifier 2. Like, what the fuck were we thinking doing that, dude? That's wild. And we, at that time, for some reason, so we were really enjoying what we were doing. We're about 10 episodes, 11 episodes in, and we're like, oh, we can just start doing longer episodes, whatever. So we tried to do multiple double features. We tried to do Frankenhooker and Brain Damage as a double feature, and then we tried to do Evil Dead 1 and 2 as a double feature. Those all would have been like 2.5 hour episodes.
I think the only one we did successfully, two, was Terrifier and Faces / Cannibal Holocaust.
Yes, and we have not attempted, so that was episode 5 and episode 11. We have not attempted a double feature since then because it's just too much. It's just
it really is.
Yeah,
especially when you get to a franchise that like has multiple movies.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's pretty tough. But we did it with Terrifier. We did all 3 films, and we made it work. So, hey, Damien, if you hear this, we love you, buddy. All right, so our first dive.
Wait for the third one.
I know. Our first dive into Italian fucking hell was episode 12. We did 12, Deep Red.
Wow.
Deep Red, or Profondo Rosso, or Linguini Fettuccini Acquatini by the man, the myth, the legend, Dario Argento. There are several men's myths, legends that we talk about, though.
And the title comes from something my son Sammy says.
Oh yeah, linguine fettuccine acquatini is something that Sammy says, and I just really liked it a lot. So that was cool. That was my first time trying to pronounce Italian. Now back then, I would do a lot more like "it's a me, Dario Argento." Like I
think we should keep that going now.
Should we? We should probably do another Italian film. And Mike likes.
What was the last one we did? Was that New York Ripper?
You like the peppermint? No, we did one after that. I just don't remember.
Torso.
No way it was that long ago. Torso was like 23, bro.
What?
Let me see.
Hold on. I have to go look at our Spotify. That's strange. Some of these episodes feel like they were yesterday. Like, what the fuck?
They do. Yeah, so we did Torso 23. And then I don't think we've done anything Italian. Oh, no, wait. I take it back. We did do House by the Cemetery.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, 43. And that one we named Linguine Fettuccine Acquatini 2, The Reckoning. So, yeah, that was cool.
Wow, that was January.
Yeah. So we pepper them in. But, yeah, that Profondo Rosso was my first Italian dive. And fuck, did I mess some names up. But that's fun. And then we did Martyrs 2008, where I did quite the rant on religion.
You kind of continued it from Faces of Death.
Yeah, it was a similar theme. Just frustration. But luckily, we were able to jump right into my favorite place. That was our first
Extreme movie, right?
Martyrs? Yeah, it was our first French extremity, for sure. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But we jumped right from the French hell right into my favorite place in the entire world, Tromaville. Yay! Episode 19. We did the Toxic Avenger. Now I do want to take a second here to talk about Uncle Lloyd's new project. What did you think I was going to say?
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Toothbrain.
Oh, no, that is pretty cool. So Toothbrain Productions, who we've talked about on the show a lot, and we're going to have James on from that show, actually got his short film called Shoes picked up by the Troma Now app, which is really cool. So they're hosting it. But Uncle Lloyd he has a new project that he's trying to get into production now, which is called The Power of Positive Murder. So he is currently looking for some spaces to film in. He needs an apartment building that has several rooms open. He needs like an outdoor space, like a woodsy space, and he needs a movie theater, all within New York City or New Jersey. So if you're a New Yorker or you're a New Jerseyan and you're listening to this episode and you have any of that, you can reach out to Troma and let them know that they could film there. That'd be pretty cool. So, support small cinema and support Troma. Fuck yeah.
I totally wasn't doing Rear Window just now.
Were you fucking looking out
the
back window?
Neighbors. I heard my neighbors calling or talking, and I thought it was my landlord for a second, so I was just looking out the window real quick.
All right, Jimmy Stewart. Do you have a broken leg? Are you in a wheelchair?
I mean, after that chunky attack, I think I am.
I'm watching my landlord from the back window, see? Yeah. Yeah. So
I will say it's one of my favorite movies, though.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, for sure. So, actually, there's one thing that really pissed me off in the show. Mikey did not let me have a rental store for quite a few episodes.
Okay, no. What happened was before we had a Patreon, and I just wanted to preface that you guys didn't think that we were an actual store, and I didn't think you guys he kept talking about memberships and he kept talking about prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm all about the narrative and keeping it consistent. There are no lawsuits, and there was no way for anybody to fucking pay us, so it didn't matter.
This is before we had Beef Juice as our lawyer.
Right, now we have Beef Juice Esquire, attorney at Beef, so we are safe. That's for sure. Although he also took on a client that brought a lawsuit against us, so I think there's some sort of I don't know. There's something illegal there. I don't know what it is, though. But yeah, so anyway, so my complete overuse of the good, bad, and ugly theme in the episode, good, the bad, and the ugly. Actually, I did that so much that my wife yelled at me because she listens to the show. a lot. Like, she's one of our most consistent listeners. And she was like, dude, you used that soundboard so fucking much during that episode. And she was right. She was right. So, you know, there's that. Okay, I'll stop. Yes, that was ridiculous. Sorry, guys. If you listen into that, that was stupid. Okay, so, oh shit, I missed a note. Actually, in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, episode 23, that is the episode where Mikey and Balthazar's feud started. That's where you guys started being mean to each
we had the
other.
standoff, yeah. We had the standoff.
Yeah, you did. And apparently at that point in our lives, Balthazar was our HR. So he was like writing you up, even though you own the store. It was very weird. It's a very weird
He was
thing.
the worst HR because he attacked me in that same episode.
And then the next episode, you wanted to make a complaint, and he was like, "Go fuck yourself."
Yep.
That was a really bad HR experience.
Wait,
I'm
do you
glad.
have another VHS in?
Oh, nah, we'll just let it go blue. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, in Torso. Yeah.
Torso.
So in Torso, we debuted our new theme song. So yeah, I was just having a lot of fun, you know, making music and shit. And I was like, I'm going to update we're in season 2. Awesome. Yeah. Here you go. Have fun. You heard it just at the beginning. But this was the new theme. I kept everything. So I made this whole like walking into the store sound from like a million different sounds. And then put on a new little beat, threw on some guitar.
Oh, I made you full screen now. Okay, cool.
We got rid of Rowdy Piper, and we replaced him with Bruce Campbell and a bunch of other people. Jamming. And y'all know this.
Who wants
Oh, Mikey's got to take a pee-pee.
And I am here.
All this water and Monster has got to me.
All right, go take a pee-pee.
2,000 years later.
So, yeah, episode 24. Actually, this episode was one of the most popular ones for a while. It's the John M.F. Carpenter, John motherfucking Carpenter episode. And I actually, I think this one's notable because I think it was the very first time we jumped into the void for some stuff. And I thought that was fun because between that and between Friday the 13th, which was episode 25, jumping around and using scab tabs and going into the void and gave us the inspiration, or at least I think so, for the Halloween road trip.
Yeah, because that's also John Carpenter too.
Exactly. So all of that kind of tied in together. Now we did have a lot of random sponsors throughout this time, which was funny. We had Johnson Motors at one point, which was your kids, and your Johnson. That was fun. And then we premiered what I played earlier, the Liberty Mutual commercial. Also, I mean, that led towards Horse Machine Ranch Road as a sponsor. Beef Juice Esquire, attorney at law. There was a ton of stuff. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And then honestly, I mean, I fucking loved the Halloween road trip, man. I don't even think I have loaded up the sound clip for the road trip.
That feels like so long ago, honestly.
It was. I mean, it was through last Halloween. No, I don't have it. So, yeah, that was fun. So the Halloween road trip, we just essentially did 4 episodes, 4 weeks leading up to Halloween, where we left the store and we let Balthazar and Hugh run the store while we were gone.
To Washington, D.C.
Yeah, so we jumped around. It was episode 27, 28, 29, and 30. So we did Night of the Demons.
I always forget the order.
We did Night of the Demons, part 1. Warren Valley, Ohio, in Trick or Treat, part 2. We did The Exorcist, or Washington, D.C., part 3. And then we did Halloween as part 4, where we visited Haddonfield. So that was really fun. I had a good time with those episodes. It was different. It actually felt like we were, quote unquote, getting out of work. You know what I mean? We were like going and doing like a little vacation. That was fun. I had a good time with that, man.
Yeah, I love that. I just think it's crazy that, like, I feel like it was just like the other day we were doing the road trip episodes. It was like October.
I know. Yeah, it was. It feels like it was not that long ago, and those were fun.
Hey,
I mean, shit.
What? Episode 25 is when I started adding in like Horse Machine and Beef Juice.
No, Horse Machine and Beef Juice came a little bit later, but we did start doing sponsors around that John Carpenter time, or a little bit before, a little bit after. Johnson Motors was an early one that I added in. Also, we did Liberty Mutual pretty early. That was pretty early. So those were fun. Good. And you actually, I want to say it was between Torso and Pieces that you started doing more of the show stuff. So for a while,
I would just show up.
You would just show up and you were like commentary. And I would kind of read everything and you were just kind of like there helping me. But then I was like, fuck that, bro. You're starting to do some shit around here.
I felt like you were just doing most of the show.
So then you picked up doing the back of the box. You picked up doing the box office and critical release, and then you picked up doing the critics reviews. So that, I feel like that really put the show in a cool spot.
I remember where the Harambe thing came from, though. It was remember the reason why we didn't have our DMs open for a while, when it was like trolls kept going after us.
Yeah.
And like they were fooled because I put in my bio on my main Twitter at that time that was a Harambean socialist, just to mess with them.
Oh right, yeah, that was.
And they thought it was a real thing, and they thought I was like serious about it.
Oh, you know what? That's true. I think in episode 23 or 24, Balthazar yelled at you about being a Harambean socialist. Cool. All right, so we're getting close. So we jumped into our holiday season. We did Thanksgiving. We did That's Not Cranberry Sauce. We
I love that movie so much.
Why can't I think of the name of the movie?
Blood Rage.
I wanted to call it the Jacksonville Massacre. No, Blood Rage. Yes. Blood Rage.
Ron DeSantis, the movie.
Yeah, there were like 6 alternate titles though. It was Blood Rage. It was
Nightmare in the Woods or something.
Nightmare at Shadow Woods. Because that was the apartment complex name. And then it was just called Slasher for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, there were a lot of names for that movie, but that was a fun one. So we did that for Thanksgiving, and then we had a break room where we introduced. That was break room number 4. We introduced Ice Pick and her story. So
what was the title of that break room?
It's actually just named Break Room Number 4. Grandma is the Ice Pick Killer. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so the different break room names were, the first one was the Frankenstein break room. So break room 2 was Break Room Massacre 2, the Breakening.
Mm-hmm.
Then Break Room 3 was the 3-inning. It was Break Room 3, the 3-inning.
I will say I noticed on our Twitter, going back to the John Carpenter one, when I posted the episode, I never posted the link for the episode.
Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah. How about that? You should repost that. That'd be fun. And just say like, hey,
I think
go back
I will, because I deleted
listen
the
to our
post
back
in general.
catalog. Yeah, listen to our back catalog. Here you go. So, all right. Then, still holiday season, we jumped into our very first roundtable episode where we took you guys to the back of the store. You got to hear our cult that we rent a room to for the first time, and we hung out with Troy. So that was fun. That's Silent Night, Deadly Night. And that's still one of our lower listened to episodes, so go check that out. Silent Night, Deadly Night roundtable episode with Troy. And then for New Year's, it was New Year's Evil. So New Year's Evil was pretty cool. That ended out our 2023, except for Mikey and I got attacked brutally by someone that Hugh Janus ratted on in prison.
Oh, wait, did we talk about during our Pumpkinhead episode when we have the fake funeral?
Oh, fuck, I forgot the Pumpkinhead episode. No, that wasn't fake. So during Pumpkinhead, if you guys go back and you listen actually to the very end of From Dusk Till Dawn. So From Dusk Till Dawn, Balthazar killed Michael Mutant. Michael B. Mutantin. So he showed up with a shotgun, bam, bam, blew Mikey's head off. And Scabby didn't bring Mikey back for a little while for some reason. That was weird. So in our Pumpkinhead episode, I traveled through the void. Actually, right at the end of that episode, Mikey's evil twin brother, what was his name?
It was
Michael? Oh, Ekim. That was I was thinking Michael.
No, it was my name in reverse.
Right. Ekim. Tutim. Ekim Tutim showed up, and
Tutim.
he was hanging out with me for the whole episode, and I was so mad at him because he looked just like Mikey, but he wasn't Mikey. So we went. Mustache. Yeah, we went out into the bayou or wherever, up into them hills, and we. I was gonna bury, little Mikey's body and get a vengeance demon to come after Balthazar, and then at the end of that episode, it's like the world cracked open with the biggest burp ever, and Mikey Mutant walked back out, and you immediately killed Ekim. What? Why did you do that?
Who's Ekim?
What? You, as soon as you came back, you killed Ekim. Why did you do that?
You can say I did that.
Oh my God. Okay, whatever. I don't know. It's all on audio though. You go back. You guys listen to it.
That could have happened. We don't know who. Yeah.
No, it's recorded. You killed.
You don't know who this is, do you?
I know. I don't care. Ekim. It's Mike the 37th after all of his murders.
No, I'm Ekim.
Yeah, he lived with your family and stuff for like a while too.
No, so. Mikey is gone. I'm Ekim.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay. Fuck off. So, yeah, that was wild. Jump to 2024 and our very first episode of the year, which was insane. Actually, well, you know what? No, I take that back. The very first episode of the year was short. It was the first time we ever did a short. That was Q the Winged Serpent. So if you guys want, that's only a 30-minute episode. If you ever want to check that out. Right before Candyman. So we did our first full-length episode of 2024 was Candyman from 1992 in episode 41, which may be one of the most important episodes of the series to date because it introduced a character that has become the most nefarious, dastardly villain ever that we've ever had on the show, Dandy Man.
Dylan.
Yeah.
There's beans on your walls now.
Holy shit, there's beans on the walls. Mikey.
Here we go.
Mikey.
You can't get me, Dandy Man.
I will get you, Mikey. Eventually, one of my henchmen will get you for good.
Swallow this.
I know that bastard.
Dylan, the shotgun's not loaded. Dylan, the shotgun's not loaded with hell.
Oh, fuck.
You broke a tooth. Fuck. Get out of here. Get out of here.
I'm a spirit, Mikey. You can blow me away, but I'll always come back for you.
I will get the silver bullets. Holy shit, bro. That guy will not leave you alone. Anyway, yeah, so... He has a strange fascination with me. Yeah, in episode 41, he popped up. I think you made him mad. He took us to Cabrini Green, and then you were telling him to fuck off, and then he made beans spill out of your eyes and mouth, and then he left us there. That was wild. I didn't even get paid for each bean. No, not at all. You didn't get paid for any beans. Yeah, and then, holy shit, we had Bob Boyle visit and did an interview with Bob Boyle, and we met Rumble's Jimbles. He said some weird stuff to me. Yeah, don't touch me. That was so stupid. And Dylan did the voice for him. Yeah, I voiced Bob Boyle. I actually voiced Dandy Man, if you weren't aware of that. I feel like that's pretty obvious. And then Rumble's Jimbles, I also voiced Rumble's Jimbles. Jimbles Rimbles. And her son, Jimothy James Jimbles Jr. No, his name is Timothy Bimbles. It's Jimothy Jimbles Jr. So Timothy Jimbles Dimbles. Jimothy. It's Jimothy. It's not Timothy. Fuck off. It's Jimothy. So, yeah, that was episode 43 that Bob Boyle and Rumble's Jimbles showed up. And then Mikey, being just a stand-up guy, took us straight to French Hell for 2 episodes. Straight, back to back. 44 and 45. That was 2 of the most torturous weeks of my life. Which one of our listeners told us to watch Climax? Climax was suggested by Doug. Shout out to Doug. Shout out to Doug. Doug said, hey,
You guys should cover this. I think you could give some good insight. And then this guy that I work with right here in this goddamn store was like, you know what? Let's up the ante and do Irreversible. Holy fuck. So
my favorite part of that whole episode was when the guys who did the roof stuff upstairs came while we were recording and like
oh yeah. Yeah. And I was like, take a picture. God. Take a picture of him.
The guy was like right next to my window while we were recording.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was hard because we were like being so serious. We didn't joke. We didn't do anything funny. We did no character development at all.
So I didn't realize when I told Dylan we should watch this that how like heavy the movie was because I haven't seen it in like 10 years.
Yeah, right.
And man, that was crushing. That was so crushing.
That was crushing. It was soul crushing. There were several notes in my notes that week that were just like, fuck you, Mike, for making me watch this, you know? So we decided at that point that any of these movies that are of that nature are now going to go onto our Patreon. Any level that you listen in or that you subscribe to on our Patreon, you will be able to listen into those episodes. But if we do anything like that, anything like, I don't know, fucking The Audition or
I think we're going to go to Japan for our next one.
Of Flesh or a Serbian film.
We're not doing a Tumbling Doll Flesh. I don't think you can handle it.
You don't think I can handle it? I can handle it.
Jimmy couldn't. Jimmy loves that kind of stuff.
Hey, I can handle more than you think I can handle.
Jimmy told me it ruined his life forever.
Well, that's a big statement from Jimmy Pukes. What does that say about you? Damn. How many times have you watched it?
Once.
Oh, okay. That's a one-timer for you. Interesting.
Yeah.
There are like levels, you know? There are levels.
It's a movie. Pretty creative, but it's a movie.
Right. So we'll see. We'll see about that. But those kinds of episodes will only show up on our Patreon, so you will have to subscribe to our Patreon to be able to listen into those. That's our back room. And Pamela Voorhees. Oh, I forgot about Pamela. Oh my God, it's my favorite thing I've ever made. I voiced Pamela.
I thought she became Ice Pick.
No, Pamela still works here. Pamela is amazing. So Pamela, she guards and also stocks our back room, our pornography room. She's the back room, naughty room girl. She used to be the switchboard attendant, but we don't have one of those anymore. And
for Tumbling Doll Flesh, we're definitely going to have to do that in our back room.
Yeah, she services our rewinding machine, and she keeps the place sparkly clean with lake water. It's a very
and the weird thing is her son got sucked into the machine.
Yeah, but she wants to be around it because I'm pretty sure the machine's haunted by her son. There's probably like some bones still.
I think she believes that like because we weren't the owners at that point, it's not our fault, so we're safe.
Maybe. Yeah, she doesn't try to kill us, but she will try to kill you if you get in that back room and you're not supposed to be there. She
tried killing us. She'll try killing me on Friday the 13th episode.
Yeah, but that's when we jumped there. I think we went back in time and stuff. She followed us.
It was weird.
Maybe. I don't know. But here's my favorite sound clip that I've ever made, ever, for VHS Doom.
Should never have opened this place again. There's been too much trouble here. Did you know that a young boy
was shredded
the year before those two others were killed? The
video store attendants
weren't paying any attention. They were making love while that young boy
was killed in the rewinding machine.
His name was Jason. I was working the day that it happened.
Restocking the pornography.
Here, I was the
naughty backroom girl and switchboard attendant.
Jason should have been watched every minute.
Nice. Okay. So then I want to say, so once 2024 came around, after our ridiculous ass French extremity bullshit, we jumped into a lot more social stuff. So we started doing our community room. Our very first community room episode was with David Sandoval, whose project has gone on to be super successful, and he's in production now, which is really cool. We also were joined by Mutant City Horror for an episode, for our basket case episode, which is our most popular episode, which is amazing. And we even had...
I think it's honestly my favorite episode now.
I think so too. I think it's great. It really is. We need to talk more about
Matt was awesome.
Delisle. That was fun. I really enjoyed that character. We should bring him
my
back.
God, people on Twitter love the picture of us as Delisle and Dwayne.
That's one of the most liked images in our Instagram too. So we should run with that some more. Yeah, that was great. And then we also, we had the Zoe and Malachi from Vampire on for episode 50, and we had
I wish I was there for that one.
I know
so cool.
Mikey had gotten attacked by Chunky in the previous episode, which is great. That for episode 49 is a really good one. Also, that's the first time that we met Albert, who's voiced by Mike the Bearded Villain, another person who would go on to show up in the Prowler and try to kill Mike again. It's been pretty consistent, your deaths lately, but it's cool.
Every episode.
I really, really love collaborating with all these people and meeting all these people in the community. So it's been a lot of fun. And then lastly, my very last note that I wrote down, Easter is for bunnies and decapitations, because episode 52, we covered Bunny Man 2 or Bunny Man Massacre. And we were also visited by a rabid bunny man who, once again,
the floppy man,
decapitated Mikey. And I got some stills from the security cameras, and
they were terrifying. I was scared.
Yeah, I put those up on Instagram for y'all to see, so you could help us catch this man. But I doubt we're gonna find him.
Some call him the floppy man.
He seems to be sponsored somehow financially by Dandy Man. So I don't know.
Most of these creatures are.
Yeah, Dandy Man seems to have some very nefarious plots up his sleeve. So, but yeah, that's
you gotta go. His face is in the TV.
Shit. Anyway, that's it, guys. So, you have any final notes, buddy, on this year of insanity?
I'm back for one more thing.
Oh, Scabby, what's up, bud?
I just want to say again, happy anniversary.
Thanks.
And happy birthday to Mikey.
Aw.
I'm going to sacrifice Mikey to Cthulhu in a second.
Oh, wait, no, please don't.
Yeah, Cthulhu for
holy shit. Is that Hugh? Hey, Hugh, come here. Just, I need everybody to pop in real quick and say, hey. Hey, holy shit. Mikey was just sacrificed. I know there's blood everywhere, but what do you want to say for
why is the walls and my pants are covered in blood?
Yeah, there's blood everywhere. I just wanted to say happy 1 year to you too, buddy.
Hey, Balthy, come over here.
Yes, hello.
You gotta clean this up, you stupid bitch.
Come here, Hugh. Come here.
Suck a dick, I'm out. Bye.
Oh, well, I know I'm just calling in on the phone, but it's me, Ice Pick, and I just want to say happy...
The phone didn't even ring. What the hell's happening?
Happy 1 year anniversary. I'll keep listening from the San Quentin State Prison. Thank y'all so much.
How'd you get a phone in there?
All right, bye-bye. I'm the queen. I can do whatever I want.
I don't want to know where she put that phone to get in there.
Holy shit, bro. Yeah, so that was Scabby, Balthy, Hugh, Ice Pick. All right, everybody. Well, Mikey took off, and that's fine because he had to go get Sammy, and that's happened a few times. No worries. He's got to go pick his kid up. But I guess our final word today is going to be from none other than Beef Juice Esquire Jr., attorney at law. Have you ever found yourself sitting on the wrong side of the law because you've been accused of killing little old ladies for a drug cartel?
Beef Juice got me off without any charges, and now I'm finally gonna marry the girl of my dreams.
Have you ever been accused of smuggling millions of dollars worth of drugs into prison using a complex network of drug mules and hired guards?
Beef Juice Esquire Jr. was such a gentleman, and even though I'm still serving my murder charge, he got me off the drug charges, and now I get to marry the demon of my dreams.
Have you ever had your paycheck shorted because your employer thought you were a mannequin, so they placed you in the front window and left you there for days, but you were really just in a state of paralysis?
My name is Jumbles Rimbles, and working for the VHS Doom rental store was the worst experience of my life. On my first day working there, the owners and myself were attacked by a monster and a bat, and then I was paralyzed, and then they put me in the window for 2 days as a mannequin. Beef Juice got me the help I deserved.
Don't just stand by if Johnny Law, a negligent business owner, or that semi-truck is fucking you in the ass. Call Beef Juice Esquire Jr., attorney at Beef Law today, and schedule a free consultation. Together, we'll do the fucking. VHS Doom and its affiliates, including Horse Machine Ranch Road, are not held liable for anything you may do, hear, say, or fuck due to the hearing of this commercial. Jumbles Rumbles fully forgave VHS Doom for their negligence, and all matters were settled out of court.
Yeah, so anyway, thank you all so much. We appreciate you being along for the ride. We've grown exponentially. For a long time, it was just 4 of us listening into episodes over and over and over again. We really appreciate you all for being here every single week. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you can, it's super helpful to leave us a quick little star rating. It goes a long way to support the show. We'll see you next time. And don't forget, as always, twerk till it fucking hurts. Peace.